Well, hello Paula, this is Sandra Boyette from Hamilton, Alabama, and I am so happy to be here. Today we're going to be doing a toast to tiramisu. Here in my small town, it's hard to find mascarpone cheese, but we can always find Philadelphia cream cheese. So when I make tiramisu for my family and friends, we use Philadelphia cream cheese. And I'll tell you that actually they prefer it. So we're going to be toasting tiramisu tonight. So let's get started. Now I've put 6 egg yolks in my mixing stand, and I've got the paddle mixer on, and I'm going to beat those until they get light and fluffy. But to those I'm going to add a half a cup of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. Put my half a cup of sugar in. I'm going to turn my speed up just a little bit. I didn't want the sugar to fly all over me. I'm going to lock it down, and we're going to let that beat. It needs to beat for about 5 minutes until it gets very light, pale yellow, and thick. So we're going to move on and do some more of our ingredients while we're letting this prepare. For our recipe, we're going to be needing 3/4 of a cup of fresh orange juice. So I'm going to go ahead and juice the oranges while I'm beating up the eggs. I love this little measuring cup right here because you don't have to look over to the side. It's got the measurements right there on it. So we're going to juice our oranges. Well, I checked on my egg yolks and sugar, and they're looking great. It's just going to be another couple of minutes. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to need the beans of 1 vanilla bean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sharp knife, and I'm going to just put it right down the center of the vanilla bean. Just like that. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to scrape the seed out. There are just tons of seeds in here. Let's get all this half out, and then I'll get the other half. And I'll let these dry, and then I will put them in my sugar canister, and we'll have vanilla sugar for months to come. Now you can see that our egg yolks and sugar are thick, and they're a very, very pale yellow. So now we're ready to add our Philadelphia cream cheese. And I have got, this has all been room temperature. The egg yolks are room temperature, and the Philadelphia cream cheese is room temperature. And I'm going to put 16 ounces in there, and that's going to continue to mix until it's fully incorporated and it's completely soft and there's no lumps. So the first one goes in. Now I've added the cream cheese to our egg and sugar mixture, and it's mixing, and I'm going to let that go for a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to come back and do some more things that I'm going to be needing. So what we're going to need to go on the top of this is some shaved chocolate. And what I'm using here is a very, very dark chocolate, very intense chocolate that's got orange bits in it because we're using orange juice also in our tiramisu. So we're going to kind of complement the flavors. So all I'm going to do is just take a knife, and I'm just going to shave down until I get little shaved pieces off of here. And the orange bits are a little bit more difficult to shave through sometimes than just regular chocolate, but it is worth it. And then I'm going to give it a quick chop when I get it all shaved off. And we're going to be using this a little bit later, and you'll see how this is all going to come together. Also, for my presentation, I'm dipping some spoons in chocolate that we're going to be eating the tiramisu with. And I'm preparing and making some plans to do a bridal tea. So this is one thing that I was doing to make it a little bit more interesting. So that's what we're going to do tonight with our tiramisu here for you. So my Philadelphia cream cheese is fully incorporated. It's nice and smooth. There's absolutely no lumps. So we're going to go ahead and finish this portion off. What we're going to do is put our mixer on slow, still with a paddle, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup of orange juice. I'm going to add our vanilla beans that we scraped just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I'm going to turn it up just a little. And as you can see those wonderful flakes of vanilla beans in there. And when people bite into this, they're going to just know that there's tons and tons of flavor. So we're going to move on from here and finish up our dessert. So the next step to our tiramisu is our lady fingers, and we're going to be dipping those in a combination of 1/4 cup of our fresh orange juice that we squoze, and then I've got also a 1/2 cup of dark rum. And we're going to take the lady fingers, and these are just packaged store-bought lady fingers, and I'm going to dunk briefly each side, let it absorb some. I'm going to turn it over, let it absorb a little bit more. Don't want to get too much. And then I'm going to put them in my serving dish. Now for my application tonight, I'm using a bag fitted with a piping tip to put my tiramisu filling into the glasses. Because I'm preparing this for a bridal tea, I want to have individual servings, and so this is an easier way for me to get it into the glasses without making a huge mess. So I've got the tip on, and all we're going to do is just fill the glass all the way to the top and let just a little bit of the cookie show. Now we're going to finish these off and get them ready to go into the refrigerator. I'm going to put just a tad of raspberry sauce, which I made from just fresh raspberries and some sugar, and reduced it and strained it to make a little dipping sauce. And then also we've got our shaved chocolate that we did just a little bit earlier. We don't want to do too much. I'll let a little bit of the raspberry show through. Okay. Then I've got some chocolate mint, and this grows great out in just the backyard, and that's where I grow mine. So I'm going to put just a touch of chocolate mint just to complement it. I'm using the tips, and believe me, you'll have plenty of tips. Even though it's not as hard to control as spearmint, it'll still spread. So there we've got that. And now remember our little spoons that we did. So this is how that application comes into play. Since the chocolate shavings are on the top, we've got the chocolate spoon, we've got the dark chocolate with the orange bits, and so we're ready to refrigerate these and then get ready for our presentation. Paula, here we have our presentation to the toasted tiramisu. Now this is a tablescape similar to what we're going to have at the bridal tea. The colors that we're going to have, we've got the tiramisu champagne flutes toasting each other. It's a wonderful cream cheese tiramisu made with Philadelphia cream cheese. It's got the chocolate mint, it's got the chocolate shavings, it's got the orange bits in it, and it is just delicious. So I hope that you will all enjoy trying this, and we're going to say goodnight from Hamilton, Alabama.